Hey guys, so this week today we're going to talk about DNA. So what is DNA? DNA is considered the language of life. Okay, and I'll highlight what you guys got to write for your notes. Okay, so title these notes DNA. So, what is DNA? So DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, so it stands for that. Okay, it's okay if you just want to call it DNA. I understand some words are hard to pronounce, and it is a 3D shape of DNA is called a double helix. So DNA is kind of in a 3D shape, and that's called a double helix. And then DNA is the genetic material, okay, that makes us look like our parents. And then it is the genetic material that makes us who we are. So without our DNA, we wouldn't know who we are. Okay, so this is what DNA looks like, and then this is the double helix. Okay, so DNA makes up chromosomes. So what is a chromosome? Go back. A chromosome is an organized structure of DNA proteins. Okay, so in order to have the double helix, you have to have chromosomes within the double helix. So humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, and each pair of each chromosome in a pair comes from each parent. So that's how you make up your chromosomes. So you get half of your parent's DNA and half of your other parent's DNA. So where is DNA located in a cell? Chromosomes are made of DNA, and a section of DNA is a gene. So chromosomes are made of DNA, but then a section of DNA is considered your gene. Okay, so who found this? Gregor Mendel, okay, discovered, so you can write who found all of this, okay, and then just put Gregor Mendel. So Gregor Mendel actually discovered these traits are passed from parent to offspring by using pea plants. That was way back, okay, so we've kind of known that genes were around for a while. And then what is a gene? It's a unit of information passed from a parent to their offspring. Okay, so a gene is something you get from your parents. So genes help us determine what? Hair color, eye color, height, certain diseases, and much more. So you can just put genes help us determine and just pick two and write them. And then, of course, genes exist in all living things. So here's an example of how genes help determine. My mom has black hair, and my dad had bleached blonde hair growing up, and then now he's turned, his hair has turned into like a darker blonde. Okay, so that's where I get my hair from. My oldest brother has black hair like my mom, and then my middle brother has the same color hair that I have, but we got those genes from our parents. So where are genes again? Okay, so here's your chromosomes. Okay, so then they make up your DNA. Okay, so then a section of your DNA is a gene. So how do genes affect us? Most organisms have two of each kind of gene, one from each parent. Okay, genes are dominant or recessive. So genes are dominant or recessive. And so what does that mean? Dominant are always expressed in the offspring, and recessive expressed only if both parents give them. Okay, in the next slide we'll talk about some genes that are dominant and recessive. Okay, so just pick two of each, okay, to write down. Alright, so some dominant genes are widow's peak, freckles, curly hair, A and B blood, and brown eyes. So, for example, I have brown eyes. My mom has brown eyes, but my dad has blue eyes. So the brown eyes is dominant, okay? It was a dominant gene that was given. Freckles. I have freckles, okay? So that was a gene. My mom has freckles as well. So that was a dominant gene that was given to me. Some recessive genes, attached earlobe, hitchhiker's thumb, straight hair, O blood type, and blue eyes. So I do have naturally straight hair, which is considered a recessive gene, and I get that from my dad's side. So there are some genes that are dominant and recessive. Okay, so this is what the structure of DNA looks like. And you don't have to necessarily know the names. Okay, you just need to know A pairs with T and G always pairs with C. They don't ever break, okay? So we're going to talk about these 4 letters. But, like I said, you don't have to know the actual name. So you just need to know that the 4 bases of DNA are A, T, C, and G. Okay, and these are paired with chemical bases. These are the paired chemical bases of the DNA strand. So this is the chemical bases. This is the inside, the middle part of your DNA double helix. All right, so A, it pairs with T. Okay, G pairs with C, and you can draw this on your notes. Just make sure you don't have to write the word. You just need to know that A pairs with T and G pairs with C. And they won't ever switch, so they will always pair with that one pair. Okay, so these pairs attach together to make the rungs on the ladder. There are billions of pairs that work together to provide instructions for building and maintaining an organism. So they work together to make sure everything is maintained. Okay. The sides / the backbone of the ladder are made up of sugar and phosphate. So all you have to know is the sides and the backbone of the ladder are made up of sugar and phosphate. Okay, that's all you need to know there. And then proteins. Okay, proteins perform most of life's functions. DNA contains the instructions for proteins. So DNA contains the instructions for protein function. And then protein tasks include, just pick 2, okay? Just pick 2. So protein and tasks include building cellular structure, digesting nutrients, and metabolic functions. All right, so how does this all kind of come together? Biotechnology uses DNA and genes to make new products. Okay, when we talk about genetically modified organisms, we're talking about using their DNA to change it and modify it to have a better plant, or to use that to make a better plant. So, for example, to remove or extract DNA and insert into a new object or to form a new product is insulin. Through biotechnology and knowing what we know about DNA, we were allowed to get insulin or invent insulin. Okay, so in the world, the processes of biotechnology help us improve our world.